is not really prone, but I think the reason that she has been covering this corner over here is because they had cats that either the litter box was there. At some point, we might want to film me. I've been wanting to film me reading the first chapter of yeah. That's cool.
All right.
Okay.
Let me bring my clacker back and clap now. Let's see here. Check here. We got a cheers, and this is our clank. Kayam. Or Manyun.
Very good, very good.
So, today's date is December
12th, maybe? No, 16th. That's right.
December
December 16th, 2015.
12:51.
Almost 16. 12:51.
52 exactly now.
Ready, go. 60 minutes.
No worries, no. I'm just here.
60 minutes is a good television show that's not on anymore.
That's being replaced by good conversation.
It's being replaced by
good mind setting.
By real
and attitude
masterminding.
adjusting.
Real masterminding.
So, my name is Sursai Villalai, go by SV, and I'm here with the wonderful
Seth Pollock.
Sweet.
I go by Seth Pollock.
That's great. It's easier to say and remember. And I'm here at a lovely place, his home, on the dining table. Those that can see on video, for those that can't, get here in audio. And this is just part of my platform I'm looking to introduce in the coming years. So stay tuned and learn along, and we're happy to share with you what we do know in our life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have some time to discuss a project that I've put together over the last year or so called Unity Messenger. And Unity Messenger is a mission that focuses on creating unity and empowerment by adding value to people's lives. That's the mission statement of Unity Messenger. And the magical process that happens within Unity Messenger is identifying what is value for somebody. What type of value is going to mean the most, make the biggest difference in their life, usually in the categories of mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical pieces of their life. That pretty much covers everything that we are participating in as human beings in this small amount of time that we're here.
Right.
And so taking a look at what kind of principles and what kind of resources we can implement to enhance and grow and develop in those areas.
Absolutely.
And so the initial analogy that I like to talk about when describing this process of evolution is that of the learning from planting a tomato seed and eventually being able to grow into the butterfly. And what I mean by that is we can learn from nature the same principles that we're governed by. We don't often see ourselves as parts and pieces of nature, but truly we are outpicturing and governed by the same laws and principles that govern nature. So we put a tomato seed in the ground.
Is this a symbolism that you're referring to? Because I came across such studies, someone referenced, I think it was Buddha, about people that reference a seed and an oak tree.
Right.
And a human and a seed, different potential, but they both can grow depending on how well they're nurtured. But please go on. I'm just curious to go see where you're going with this.
Right. So the tomato seed gets put into the ground, and roughly you've got 90 to 120 days or so before that seed will become a plant and eventually bear fruit. And that process and that eventual tomato plant is doing only one thing for that entire period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that is taking its surroundings, gathering up and acting as a sponge and gathering as much nourishment as it can, and it's growing every single day. And the only way nature says that it's going to allow that tomato plant to eventually bear fruit is if that growth process is ongoing and occurring every single day. And if somehow that tomato plant
Right.
made the decision, I don't think I'm going to do any growing this week. I think I'm going to take the week off. I'm going to go lay in a lounge chair and just, throw caution to the wind, and we'll see what happens. That tomato plant at the end of that 90 to 120 days is not going to bear the kind of fruit that it would have otherwise, if at all, had the growth process and that gathering of nourishment process been consistent
Right.
over that entire period of time. And human beings are no different. We all have fruit that we want to bear in our lives, and we oftentimes are confused why that fruit has not come to pass, has not come into fruition in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And we are governed by the exact same laws as that tomato plant. And if we choose to grow on a daily basis, if we choose to continue to get out of our comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
on a daily basis, then we can learn from the wisdom and the principles that have been laid down before us.
Right.
And at the end of, it's not going to be 90 to 120 days, it's going to be a few years of cultivation. We're millions and billions of times more complex energetically than the tomato plant.
If I may, I imagine what you're saying holds a very symbolic truth in the fact that depending on the seed and the product of the outcome of the plant, they can have different time lengths. For instance, you said tomato seed. For tomato, maybe a season. But guess what? What I've learned in life, for my even personal stories, I feel for me is I'm more like a bamboo at times.
Mm-hmm.
It took, you may not see me growing for the first 4 years, but boom, 5 years, 7 years, I'm like double, triple my size and height.
Right.
So I think I really like what you're saying about choosing to plant that seed in your mind and your spirit and your personality and your belief, so you can become this enigma of influence, of energy. So I really feel that vibe, man. What brought you to this understanding, may I ask? What epiphany moment were you planting a tomato and all of a sudden oh, this is it. This is the secret tomato sauce.
For many years, I had a tomato garden, and among other vegetables. And one of my favorite things during the year, that time of year came around, and I'd go and get the soil all prepared and plant my at least 3-4 plants and really enjoy the process of cultivating that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've definitely loved actually having that experience with the yearly cycle of gardening. However, the ongoing study of success principles and personal development